Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the Chamberlain B550 Smart garage door opener. I'm just showing some shots of installation and all the components that come along in the box. This video is to talk kind of about installation, how this Chamberlain B550 is installed. Take a look at some of the components I have laid out. So we have all the rail system here. We have the pulley for the belt, the spring tensioner for the belt itself, and the coupling and clasp for that belt to tie together. Here we have the sensors and the brackets for the garage door opener. The brackets. You'll have these sort of pins for locking your arms together. And then it has a safety clasp to make sure it doesn't come off. You'll have your straight arm and your curved arm that will go on the door. You have a cap here to put onto your sprocket onto your garage door opener. The sprocket will go there. You have the brackets to go on the garage door and both garage door brackets and the bolts to go through it. It gives you the trolley, outdoor keypad, 2 garage door openers, and an indoor garage door opener. Gives you the wire and the opener. Just a few tools that I've been using to think about putting them up. There's the garage door itself. The garage door itself is a 1/2 horsepower belt driven motor. It is also a smart system, so it can be linked through your phone, which is going to be a nice feature. You can check on that feature and see if your garage door is open or closed. It'll tell you, and from a remote location you can close and open your garage door. So I'm excited about that. Get ready to get this started. I'll kind of go through the step-by-step of the installation. First there's assembly, then installation, then you go into the wiring phase. Enjoy the video, everybody. It's time to check my channel out. Hoppe's hopping along. We're gonna hop along on this one, guys, and show you some shots of installation. So I'm excited, and here we go. All right, we're gonna talk assembly. So our first kind of step in assembly is to gather up the rails. With the rails, you'll have 5 different pieces. One's going to be different. It's kind of going to go, I guess, in like this. But the one that's different is you're going to have the top part here. Kind of looks like this. Your tab up front, the tab going that way, and with this piece of hole right there, just going to assemble this in, just like so. Next one up, bringing the holes in. There we go. Okay, so we have our rail all assembled. Step 1 is done. Step 2 is we're going to assemble the trolley. Here's the trolley. What we're going to have is our bars with the holes coming up. And the trolley is going to go like this, coming from that end. Something in the directions it said to put a screwdriver in one of the second to the end slots. So I'm going to do that now. So the trolley assembly, this picture of this as being the bottom of the rail. This is going to be the assembly that slides on the rail. So we're going to put that in from the right hand side. Trolley assembly is now on, and the screwdriver now is stopping that from coming. So that's step 2. In step 2, we also need to slide our U-bracket onto the end of our rail. After we assemble the U-bracket on, we're going to mount that onto garage door opener. You're going to have this piece here and a piece here to bolt onto the bolt. So it's going to go on just like this. So we have our U-bracket in now. So in our step 2, what else we have to do is we need to assemble our U-bracket onto the motor of our garage door opener. So on the garage door opener, there is this bolt here and the bolt here. I have a 1/2-inch wrench. We're just going to remove these and we're going to mount our U-bracket onto our door. Started to put the one bolt or the nut back on the bolt that's threaded. We got that started. But in order to put our screw in, we're going to have to lift up to make this level to get this started. So I'm just going to tighten these up. So it's all tightened up. Everything is on. Step 2 is now complete. In step 3, what we're going to do is we're going to mount our pulley on the end of the rail using our bolts. We're going to put the belt on and then we'll run it through the pulley on the end of the motor down there and use this tightener, and we'll use this cotter pin to link all them together. So I'll get you some shot of how that works. Okay, so we have our belt and we're going to run the belt through like this. So what we're going to do is thread this through. We're going to put our sprocket in. We can start feeding our belt through. Alright, in the directions it says to lift this 90 degrees, so that's done. That's included in step 4. Alright, step number 5 is we are going to assemble the belt. A step I noticed that I forgot in step 1 was I forgot to put in the safety stop in the rail. So at this time I'm just going to put that in now. It hasn't affected anything from me putting on the assembly at this point. So I just forgot to put it in. So I'm going to do that now. This was supposed to be done back in step 1. So now that we have our belt up here, we have our little clip here that's going to go onto our trolley. So if you just put that into the trolley like so, we're all attached on the one side. Next we want to tighten up our belt. So you can see here when we talked about our screwdriver being in for just a safety stop, that'll be good helping us keep this taut. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove this. This is like the spring tensioner, and this clip and that other clip are eventually going to come together. But where this needs to be installed is right here. So we have to take off, you have to remove and unscrew the tensioner so you can slip it through the bolt here. Here we go. So when you put this back in, you want to make sure that your square end is facing this way so you can get onto it with the wrench. So we'll put this back together. And we're going to tighten this on here quite a ways. I'm going to try right there. That's a little over halfway. So what we're going to get next is our cotter pin. So we're going to take this pin and we're going to join it to this in the belt. So I need to redo this belt kind of. Whoa, getting squirrely on me. We gotta loosen this up a ways. I went too much. Okay, so now I've got that in. What we're gonna do is put our washer type thing over the cotter pin, and then what you're gonna do is with this cotter pin is just loop it in one side and then clip it. Okay, so it's all clipped on. Now what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to tighten up the belt. And to tighten up the belt, to get on this, just start turning it counterclockwise, and it's going to tighten up the belt. So I got some tension on the belt now. What I want to double check is just to make sure that my belt is running good. It's running straight. There's no kinks in the belt. So as I'm getting tighter, this is starting to move kind of back on me. So what you do is you take a screwdriver and just hold it in place so it doesn't do that angle up the belt, you know. See now how the belt is all nice and parallel to this? That's the trouble, is a little bit tightening the belt. Because you need to put the screwdriver behind there to keep this from not twisting, but you also need to tighten it up. Back when I did the other garage door opener, when I first started it up, I didn't have enough tension on the belt and it kind of jumped. So I went and stopped at that time and tightened up the belt again. I think I got it as tight as I can get it without twisting this too much. There's a lot of tension here now. So I'm going to leave it at that. We're probably at 1 7/8 from this flat part of our thing to the end of our bolt here. Not saying that that's what you should go to, but that's just what I'm shooting to. We're gonna see if it works a little bit better on this one, and maybe the belt won't jump and stuff, you know, because after I tighten up that belt, geez, she was good to go. And so we're done with step 6 here on our assembly. Step 7, we were talking about our cotter pin. We kind of did that one in that step. Step 8 is adjusting our spring nut. We've done that. So the last step that we have to do here in assembly is put our cap on the end of our sprocket on the garage door. Got a little tight, but still good. Okay, so our belts are good. Everything seems to be coming together good, folks. I would say assembly is all complete. We've done all of the assembly. This is the final of the assembly. We got everything all in. Just moving down the line here. There's their end. So now we're going to move on to the installation. Our installation, I built a little header running parallel to the ceiling, so it's going to be kind of like a flat ceiling application. So we have our header up here, and what in the instructions it says to be 2 inches above our highest point of our door. So when I measure over here to the highest point of our door, about 4 inches to the top of there. Put our mark there. So at about 9 inches from the top of this, we're going to want to have our mark. We're going to go to the center of the door. Somewhere right there is where we're going to want to be. As you can see, our header does not, it's something that I've noticed since I've looked up here. We have a stud here, but the next stud don't start until over here. So over on this side, there is no stud until over here. So what I'm going to do is hit this stud, hit this stud. So I'm going to take a measurement. We're just going to go past a little bit here, so actually we'll measure it up with that. We'll call it 5 foot. So what I'm going to do is go grab a 5 foot 2x6, cut it, and we'll put that in here so we'll have good support on each end. We'll have our 2 inches of clearance above the highest point of the door when it comes up. That's how we got our 9 inches. Come down far enough. Okay, so we've got our board. I got a couple screws started down here. Get this stud. Alright, so now we have our stud. So we're going to measure up 9 inches, but it ends up being about the top of this board. What I'm going to do here is run my top of my bracket to the top of this board, centered here. Alright, so I've got the bracket all on. I measured down about 5 inches from this bolt to this bolt is about my depth, and that will equal, so I'm level on the top of this. I did have to do some drilling extra with my drills to make these holes all line up, but I didn't show any of that, unfortunately. But now our next step, since our bracket is all installed, we're going to put it mounted to the ceiling. To mount it to the ceiling, we're going to use our drill and our lag screws. They're 7/16. I've already put marks up here on the top of the ceiling where I should be going, so I know where to go. That side's in. So now we're nice and sturdy. Our level is nice and level. Parallel line through there. Nice and sturdy. Hello everyone, Jed here. Step in the 8 in the installation is to secure the rope, slide it up through the bar, put a knot in it. Good to go. Alright, we're going to do steps 9 through 14. So what step 9 and 10, you bring back the trolley, you release the trolley, you put it from the horizontal position to the vertical position and release, and you bring the trolley down towards our end so we can put our brackets on. Our next step would be to put our bracket on the garage door. This one already has one in. It was an existing garage door, but we're removing it and putting this new garage door system in. I checked it out, it's gonna work, so instead of taking all this out and leaving the holes and making new holes, I'm just gonna roll with this one. So don't have one, you're going to need to install this onto your door in that step. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to attach the straight arm bar. So the straight arm bar is going to attach to the trolley, and you're going to use the middle of the size pin. Next up, the curved arm bar. So the hole at the end is going to go into this. So on my application, I really have two different positions. If I put it up here in the top position, I'm not going to be able to hit all my holes. So what I'm going to do is use it in the second position, and I will be able to hit all my holes with my bolts. So I'm going to install the cotter pin. Okay, that is all in. Now I'm going to take my bolts. That's all installed. All right, step one in electrical and wiring. We're going to take the wire that was provided with the door switch. We're going to separate the wires and strip it back. I don't have small enough strippers just to use my tool, so I'm just going to use my utility knife and scrape back till I get to the bare wire. I got them stripped, have the bare wire, and what you're going to do is to hook them to the red and white terminals on the back of the remote. You can see on the wires, there's a red strip indicating the red on the back, and the other one is just plain white, which will go to the white. All right, so we have it all mounted on, and we're ready to install to the wall. Mounting the door switch onto the wall. As you can see, I have a ledge of lumber right here that I want to have the bottom flush with my remote. So on the back, you have a little hook. And what I did was I put a little mark with my black marker to put on here, and then I put the door switch up, put a mark to center, and now we'll get our first mark where we can put our screw. So I have the first screw marked. I'm going to put that in. And you'll leave it out a little bit because you're going to hook it like a pitcher. It's just going to sit on there and hook. Alright, so I have it on there. I'm going to put the second screw in, level it up, make it look good, and we'll have that step done. So, looks good, right? Line with the other switches, and we're ready to roll. So I'm guessing probably in the next step we'll get to bringing this up and over the garage door and tying it back into the garage door opener itself. I got the wire all run from over at the door switch up over the ceiling. They provide you with these staples that you can use to staple up your fine line wiring. Or a better idea that I came up with is just use my staple gun and I can just go right on through and staple in. So I have already done that, stapled it all up, and I'm up to this point. So what I'm going to do is remove the cover. I'm going to trim up the wire because I don't need it this long. And we're going to go on the red and the white over here on the motor of the garage door. So I'm going to cut that there. Alright, so I've got both the bare wires showing now. And we're going to install them red into the red, white into the white. You just kind of push down on the yellow. I got this nice utility knife so it's nice and pointy, and that'll release it and you can push your wire to go in. You kind of need to push that down first. And once you release them, that grabs on the wire. So it's nice and snug in there now. So we got that all wired in. I think we're gonna go on to the sensors for the doors, and I'll get you some shots for that. All right, now we're going to install the door sensor bracket. The way the bracket will go on, the ears are in the inside, and it'll slip onto this and kind of clip into place. What the instructions state, that you don't want to be no more than 6 inches above your 4. So I'm going to mark 6 inches. Keep it no higher than 6 inches above. So I'm going to put my bracket in. All right, the bracket is on, and now we want to put the sensor onto the bracket. So what it comes with is a nut that will go onto the back of here, and that'll slip right into that, and then you take your wing nut and put it together. The sensor is all installed. We're just going to run the wire up and get it back over to the garage door opener, and we'll do the same on the other side. Alright, I have ran the wires from the sensors, door sensors, the left and the right. Use a stapler again to secure it all, you make it all look nice. Just got to trim the wires up here. You don't need this much. And we want to separate the wires again and strip them back. Alright, now that we got the wires stripped, we have one that is white and one is black white. Same with this one. We got one coming from the left side sensor and one coming from the right side sensor. And up here, we're going to have white and black left on the garage door opener. So what we're going to do is tie these together, white and white, and black, and then insert white to white, gray to gray. Alright, so I have them together. Now we're going to insert them in to the white and the white. So we're going to find the white with white and white. And just double check your work. I got a black and a black there. So we're good there. So we're going to do the white first. And like we did before, you just push that down, that little orange button, insert, and it'll grab. They're nice and secure in there. Everything looks good. Step number 11 is you want to check to see if you have LED on the wall light. We do. Step number 13 is we want to check the sensors. Or both sensors should be lit up LED. One on my right here is lit up orange, glowing, and the one on the left is glowing green. So that means they're interacting, talking to each other, and the sensor is working and adjusted properly. You can take and put your hand in front of the one on the left with the green sensor, and when you do put your hand over the line, the light will go out, meaning that this line is shooting across and the sensor is working. So what we're going to do now is go into our adjustments. Just press and hold the adjustment button until the up begins to flash and the beep is heard. So this is the adjustment button here in the middle. I'm going to hit that. Beeps. And it's flashing to the light. Now I want to press and hold the up button until the door is in the up position. Now I have it set for my up dimension, or the height of where it's going to stop. Once the door is open in the desired up position, press and release the adjust button, and the garage door opener lights will flash twice and the down button will begin to flash. So we have put it to our up position. We are going to hit the adjust button. Now it is indicating to the down position. Once it's into the down position, it says press and hold the down button until the door is at the desired down position. So we're going to hold this down until we get it down. So now we have the door completely closed. Once the door is desired down position, press and release the adjustment button. So we're going to release the adjustment button. It's going to blink twice going up. Number 6 is we're going to go on to is press and release the up button when the door travels to the program up position. The down will begin to flash. So we're going to press and release the up button. Door's coming up. It's stopping at our desired height where we set it at. now that it is flashing down. Number 7, press and release the down button. The door will travel to the program down position and programming is complete. So once we hit the down button, and there we go. Door moves up and down, stops where we want to start it and stop it. Everything is complete. Something I noticed, the same when I did the other door, the belt needs to be tightened some more. I have slack in the belt and I'm going to tighten that up till there is no more slack, and then it should be good. But as of right now, everything works good up and down. Alright, one of the things we're going to do now is we're going to program the keyless entry for the exterior. We're going to use the program initial pin. The first one, there's a couple different options to do. The option that we're going to use is up here. To do the keypad, I was indicating that this was the button to push. When you're doing the keypad, the yellow button is the button to push. I struggle with it. This top portion, what I should have hit was the yellow button here. Hit it once, and enter in my 4-digit code, and hit enter. The light will blink twice. It will know it's in sync then. As of now, I have it all synced up, and I'm just going to try it again. 0. As you can see, the keypad works. So I'll go mount this on the outside, and this should all be good. So thank you everyone for taking your time to watch this video. I appreciate everything. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Subscribe, give me comments below. I want to see what you guys are up to. I know that I'm not perfect and would love to learn things about ways to improve anything. So keep on watching, and thank you again. So here is the app with Jed's garage door and Lisa's garage door. Right now both of the doors are closed, and if I wanted to open one up, I would just hit open. Now that door is opening. That garage door is done now, and now I want to hit Lisa's garage door. Open. Lisa's garage door is now opening. It's all done with Wi-Fi. So anywhere that you are, you can go onto this app, what this door status is and how long it's been open or closed. There is schedules you can set in there. So the schedule that I have set right now is at 11 o'clock p.m. I will have the garages automatically closed if they are open. It's going to be a nice feature to be able to do this through the smartphone. I think as long as you have the Wi-Fi connection, you'll be able to do it from anywhere. And like I said, it gives you updates of whether the doors are open and closed and how long they're open or closed for. So security is going to be great. I will always know if the door is open or not. Other than that, I've been really impressed with how the installation was, how the process was. I give it great reviews. I would recommend this garage door setup to anybody else. The installation was not that difficult. It does take some time, but as long as you have everything laid out nice, you take your time and make sure you read the directions, follow the steps by steps, you'll have no problems at all. Then you'll have a nice, good garage door like I got now that's going to be smart enabled. This very excited. So thank you again for viewing. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comments below. Appreciate any of the comments, everyone. I like doing this, videoing, and look forward to doing a lot more in the future. Here's a shot from the outside. So what I'm gonna do is get onto my phone and close the doors. So it's just sitting out from here on the porch. The doors are closing on their own, right from my smartphone. So indicating you can be anywhere. Just the security and the easiness of everything is wonderful. We're going to talk about the final product review. So what we're talking about is the Chamberlain B550 Smart garage opener. It's a 1/2 horsepower motor, belt driven, does medium lift. My garage door was 7 by 9 feet, so kind of the medium range lifting capacity. If you have a bigger garage door, you might need to go up bigger horsepower. But for my application, half horsepower would suffice. Like I said, it's belt driven, so the belt is quiet, strong, durable. The only thing I would say about the belt situation is after I had everything installed, I had a little bit of slack on the line. I just tightened that up. There wasn't no problems other than that. Just kind of nothing wrong with a big deal, but something to look for if you're installing this yourself. Or a couple other things, there's a 10-year warranty on the motor, 15-year on the belt. It comes with the dual wall control. So the interior wall control, we went over installing that in the video. Wireless keypad. The keypad we also went over in the video, and that is mounted exterior. So you have an exterior entry for the keypad. You have interior just key pad that you can press to open the door, open and close inside the garage. And then you have the best thing is you can open and close that door from your smartphone wherever you be. You can close it, open it. It's very cool. That's called the MyQ technology, and this Chamberlain works well. The sensors, I guess, went in well. One thing to pay attention when you're doing the sensors was to make sure you had the solid LED on each side. The light was interacting with each other, and you could trip the light to make sure for the safety was working. That's a cool safety feature. It wasn't a big deal. Mine seemed to hook up real nice. Didn't really have to fool them much. The MyQ technology is one of the sweetest things. That's the biggest point of this garage door opener. It will let you know if the door is open or closed. So you can be wherever and look at your phone on your app at MyQ and close that door if you want it closed. If you have a neighbor coming over to put something in your UPS, whatever it may be, you could open it for him without him not even knowing your keypad, because you could open the door with your phone after your 20 minutes, half hour, close your door back down. It's a great technology, and I would highly recommend the Chamberlain B550. I hope to hear some comments back, what everybody else thinks about it. I'm not the only one that's went over the installation, just kind of reviewed the product. You know, that works nice to be organized. Once you're organized out, reading the directions, we had it all set up, I kind of went over it. It's step by step. They make them for the reason, and you make your job easier if you follow the instructions. So I hope that the video I shot for you will make your job easier if you decide to install one of these. Labor-wise, recommendations for this, not too bad. I would recommend, if you're handy, you can follow instructions. A lot of people can follow instructions. Some people just love instructions. They just follow it step by step and they succeed. So I recommend, not everybody can do it, but I hope it made it easier for somebody if they're deciding they want to do it or they don't. Go ahead and try to tackle the project. Make it happen. Overall review, 5 out of 5. I recommend the product. One thing I didn't even check to see if the garage door opener worked. It does. Very happy with everything. So, thank you for viewing Hoppe's Hop Along. Looking for you to like the videos, subscribe, and let us know what you're doing in the comments below. If you have any questions, I'm happy to hear from you. Thanks for watching.